Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Trac, see what's going on. Of course, this is a request from one of my community members, Joseph. Thank you so much for the request. And yes, you are right. This does look like a Gravyboat pattern. We'll talk about that here in a moment. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I really just love teaching people how to trade. And I hope you can learn a thing or two here today and just understand a little bit better, best practice, how to be a better trader, essentially. I want you to trade for a lifetime, not just for one day. So learn what you can from here, but if you want to learn a lot more, CryptoCache.tech is the website, link in the description below, check that out. We've got a trading community, signal group, and trading academy. All those three things put together makes a really, really great resource for getting where you need to go. So check that out in your own time. Take a look here at Trac though. Here's kind of what's going on in big picture. I kind of already looked at this just before I drew this out here or wrote out this video, and basically pretty much drew some major lines here. First of all, we got the recent resistance here tested today a few times previously. Price cannot close above 76 cents in the recent past. Previously, it closed barely above, right around 78 cents, and wicked up to approximately 85. We got a strong wick up here recently to 95, but then it retraced and, of course, bounced right back, so to speak. So this is kind of a typical, you might hear the term, cup and handle pattern, right? There's the cup, there's the handle. And some might actually prefer Gravyboat because it has a longer front end, perhaps. But generally speaking, the idea or concept essentially is that it loses its way, tests a key level resistance, has to consolidate for a significant amount of time, and then when it comes back up, it gets rejected out at a very close price point to the previous resistance, and then comes back for a third time to attempt to break it. Commonly on this third attempt, the price breaks through, and we should experience a breakout with potential of upwards of 25% to 95 cents. Okay, so that's generally the concept and how that should work, right? Gravyboat, cup and handle, whatever the term is there, it's more likely to break to the upside than the downside from here. Okay, now keep this in mind. Bitcoin may consolidate soon based on the fact that it's overextended on the 4-hour. There's a lot of reasons why it may turn around soon. I don't think it's going to be significant. Best case scenario, 46,000, or worst case, depending on how you look at it, and probably continue on its way. But generally speaking, if we see a correction from Bitcoin, we could see this take a little bit longer to form, right, or to essentially break. So just be mindful of that. Don't be concerned if you don't see a breakout right away. Another thing to note too is on the 4-hour time frame here as well, you can see that we do have this nice type of ascending pattern. If we do happen to lose this, we should be able to bounce off the 50-day SMA and or worst case scenario, the most recent low of 62 cents. The reason why this is important is because when the price comes down to the most recent low, that should work as a support level. And ideally, if it doesn't come that low, it'd be great so we can continue to maintain higher lows and higher highs. Okay. But for now, not a problem. I much rather celebrate higher lows than I would higher highs any day. And it's okay that the price has been going sideways here because it's working itself into an ascending wedge. And the likelihood of it breaking to the upside is very high, all things considered, especially the fact that we have the cup and or Gravyboat leading into this, right? So this handle it looks like it wants to come to full fruition. It just needs a little bit more volume because we can see the volume is kind of dying off a little bit here, and we need more volume to essentially break that resistance. Okay, so there's obviously some selling pressure at that price point. But all in all, momentum looks good. RSI is not overextended. We have a MACD convergence as well, albeit not super strong, kind of losing its momentum. Still on the right side of the tracks there. So generally speaking, if you're going to consider trading this, you have more likelihood for the price to go up than it is go down. Because again, you're on the side of the bulls, not the bears. Nothing wrong with being on the bear side, right? But if the price is going down, obviously you want to maybe short. But in this case, the price is going up, so you want to go with that trend. Looking at the 1 hour, quick thing to note here, Ichimoku Cloud still gives us a buy signal here, or just more so a continuation signal. So if you have a position open, you want to leave it open. No reason to try to sell it. And TD Sequential is telling us we hit a 7, and we're possibly going to see a retracement here. But if you see the last 9 that we hit, it went sideways from there. Previous 9 went down, right? So it does have a tendency of correcting itself once it hits a 9. This might be enough of a correction to allow it to continue, but the likelihood of the price going sideways and or down is higher in the immediate future, but the long term still much more likely to go up, right? So I would say correction. We might see a correction on the downside, but we're probably going to see the price continue to progress higher in the overall sense of things. So that's kind of where we're at here for Trac. I do think this 25% probability is very high. We could very well see the price jump up this 24% from the current price action, and that the likelihood of that happening is much higher than it would be to decrease. Just know if we lose this low here, right here at about 62 cents, and essentially start making lower lows, then we've lost the cup and handle pattern altogether, and it would essentially just be a whole nother scenario, right? That basically just it eliminates or cancels out that potential for that pattern, right? Because patterns continue to form until they don't, right? Obviously that seems redundant, but in general, if we lose this pattern here, it wouldn't be the end of the world because we still have some supports, and we also have, once again, we got the key level Fibonacci, or sorry, not Fibonacci, key level support here at 50. Worst comes to worst, 53 cents is a nice secondary support there. I don't think it'll come to that. I think this support level here of the 50-day SMA on the 4-hour is going to work as a support if we do lose this channel. So just say the price comes down, and it comes down, it'll likely intersect and hold up there as well. Because again, sometimes a trend line will end up not quite holding, but in the big picture, like on the daily, you'll see it hold. So in other words, we might lose this trend line on the 4-hour, but at the end of the trading day, you'll probably still see it close above. All right, again, that's why I always recommend using the 1-day chart for specific key level resistances and support levels, because of the fact that it's more consistent. It gives you a full blended average, 24 hours, not just a 1, 2, 3, 4 hour time frame. It's much better weighted average. So just something to think about there. All in all, Trac has my vote. I got my vote of confidence with Trac. We're doing very well here overall, all things considered. But truth be told, a break above 80 cents would be extremely important, specifically a close above 80 cents. That would really give us a full-on confirmation. That's what I'm looking for. So, all in all, that's where we're at there for Trac. I hope that you found benefit. Thanks again for the request, Joseph and others, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. CryptoCache.tech is the website if you want to become a better trader. Link in the description below. We'll see you soon. Take care.